guys, this is Jon.
And this is Sethy.
And this is
Enduring Curiosity. On today's episode, we talk about
drag queens as cards.
and LGBT characters in magic.
Hey guys, welcome back.
We're back at it again.
And this time we have an extra special episode for you today. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about drag queens that I think would make very interesting magic cards.
Yeah, you wanted to queen out, huh?
I want to queen out.
I love me some RuPaul's Drag Race. I love me some local drag.
Yep.
I keep up with a lot of it, so...
Oh, you love local drag? Name one local drag queen.
Apple.
You got lucky.
Janae Starr.
You got lucky.
China Collins.
Oh, I love China.
China's good. She's fun.
She's really fun.
Diva.
I love Diva.
You see, I can go
I've
on.
actually talked to Diva on multiple occasions, and she's
what is
so
that?
nice.
She hit on my cousin. She hit on my cousin.
You know the funny thing
I
is
brought my
that-
straight cousin to the gay bar one time, and the queen hit on him. And he was all blushy. He's like, oh my God. She liked my hair. She liked my shirt. She grabbed my arm.
She clocked him.
Yeah.
She clocked him. She's like, that's a straightie.
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
don't-
to get him.
I don't know if she knew or she didn't, but he's a handsome guy. He's ripped.
Is that why?
My cousin is ripped. I mean, he's like ex-military. You can kind of, he keeps up with it, but
Okay.
anyways. He wanted to queen out.
But no, Diva has been very nice. Her and I, we talk about music a lot.
Aww.
I feel bad I haven't seen her in a long time.
Let's go see her.
Diva, if you're listening, let's be friends again.
Aww.
Anyway, and also if you hit me up on any of the hookup apps, just know I have no idea who you are, so I'm sorry. Anyway.
I don't know if it's the preferred form of contact.
Yeah, that's not a preferred form of contact.
Imagine, like, you're the guy from Enduring Curiosity.
You got me.
Clocked it.
Anyway, okay, so I want to talk about drag queens, and I want to obviously we'll have different ways of doing it, but I want to visualize them as what I think they would be as magic cards.
Ooh, that's
kind of
fun.
like when we talked about audience members, if you remembered,
On
or
season one.
on season 1, we talked about my friends, and I made them as magic cards.
It's
So
like
now,
episode 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. But we had, your friends
10,
as
11,
magic
12.
cards.
Yes.
That was very fun. We designed each other as magic cards, too.
Yes.
It was cool.
So this is, I didn't make as super constructed with these drag queens because obviously it's really hard to nail down
Right.
specifically what you would want a drag queen to do because there's so many ideas and there's so many ways. But I think my main idea is that I wanted to encapsulate what I feel like this drag queen does personality-wise and put it into a card. So I'll go first.
Sure. Well, I'll go first because I think you have a better vision of how to do this than I do. I'm not the best at creating cards, but I do like to do it.
Okay.
And I got a sneak peek at the queens that you picked, and I'm gagged you didn't pick the ones that I thought you were going to pick. Because
Mama.
I picked
Yes, I know.
Bosco and Irene.
Wait, how many did you pick? Because I picked 3.
I picked 3. Well, I picked 2.5. I didn't flesh out the third one that well, but I have a good idea. But anyways,
Okay.
Bosco and Irene.
Right.
I'll go with Bosco first.
Okay.
Because
So in my head, I picked color identity and then power toughness and then effect.
okay. I was just thinking what archetype they'd be in and what color pair they'd be in and
Okay.
stuff. So let's start with Bosco first. I love Bosco. Shout out to you if you're listening. Love you. I'm excited for the game show.
Very
gameplay
excited.
show you're gonna make.
Yes.
Yeah, very excited. I bought the merch. I was there.
I know. I'm
looking
looking at the merch right now.
I'm wearing it. I know it worked for today. So I definitely think that when I think of Bosco, obviously she's known for being a demon queen, God's favorite transsexual,
Yep.
her lines. She's stunning, gorgeous, and really quick-witted as well. And so I thought of my first instinct was definitely red and black.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely something in that place of
I can see that.
sacrifice, manipulating, targeting people's things.
Yes.
Definitely having interaction, but also direct damage. I don't think of it as a big creature thing. I don't think of it as flicker or anything like that. I definitely think Rakdos.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I think a really easy comparison is something like Judith, the Scourge Diva, because it's she's a pinger. She cares about sacrificing things,
Mm-hmm.
direct damage. And so I kind of went in that direction.
Is that the a card where it's this like beautiful diva and she's red and a black and she's like lounging.
Yes.
And then she can give instants and sorceries, lifelink and death touch.
That's a different version of Judith, but it's the same
is
character.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a 3-mana one, and then there's a 5-mana one. You're thinking of the 5-mana one that gives things death touch and lifelink.
Oh, okay.
Which is also really cool too. The big one makes imps, which is nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I was thinking. I definitely think like sacrifice and stuff would be cool. I mean, like the devil tokens, some way to incorporate those where you sacrifice them, they deal a damage to something.
Oh, yeah.
I like those as well. So maybe I'll have to like make her like a devil commander or something.
I could see that. That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your first pick?
Okay, so my first pick, I don't know. I think I got inspired by my first pick. So I did choose more, I want to say in my head, like I went more popular queens. And I started with Bob the Drag Queen because I love Bob the Drag Queen.
You're a bobblehead.
I'm a bobblehead for sure.
Are you also Team One Nation? Is she on the list?
I would say I am. Maybe if
Damn.
okay.
Just say she's not. Just say she. Oh my God! You're picking favorites.
Give me a second. Listen.
Plead your case.
I would say I definitely love Bob more because I feel like personality-wise I match a little bit more with Bob. But what I will say is that I love Monet because I have a friend that loves Monet and acts like just like Monet. So my friend Christian, I feel like we are literally the Bob and Monet of the two of us. So I feel every time I listen to their podcast, I love listening to their podcast. It literally feels like me and my friend Christian and like the way we talk to each other and like how he'll say some crazy stupid shit. And well, I mean, we don't fight as much as Bob and Monet do.
Rivalry, yeah.
But it's hilarious. By the way, guys, I am very much still listening to you guys, and I'm catching up. I have not caught up to your current episodes.
Y'all, let's talk about this over here.
Very shortly.
Jon is a freak of nature when it comes to listening and watching shows and listening to podcasts. Do you know he does? If there's even, it could be like there's a show with 300 episodes, podcast with 400 episodes.
Dirty laundry.
Because you're Messiana boots and you refuse to change. What he does is he starts from episode 1.
Well, excuse me for knowing the lore. All right, Mama.
It could be like 6 years old.
Mama, it could be 20 years old, and I would start from the beginning.
You're also a fake ass bitch. Let me bring it back again, because we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Queens.
I'm not a fake ass bitch.
Okay, have you seen Bob's season?
No.
You don't even know.
But I also haven't
seen
seen Monet's version. I haven't seen all the current versions, Mama. I'm working my way up.
Gosh.
I have the last season I finished was 3.
We're on 18.
Mama,
We should watch 18 together.
We need to go the other ways first.
No.
Well, then you're gonna have to wait.
Because 4 has.
Gonna have to wait.
4 is crazy.
Anyway,
you're so.
Can I get?
I'm sorry.
Can I get back to what I was trying to say?
Okay,
as you railroad this.
I'm Team Monation, by the way.
Yeah, well, you should quiet. That's what you should do. Okay. So I was inspired by the colors I chose for Bob, and then I chose other queens that I felt like would fit in those same like colors, but are also very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So for Bob, I chose Bob to be Grixis colors because to me, those are mean colors. And Bob loves to say he's not mean. So that's hilarious to me, where even though Bob is like, I'm not mean.
Am I the villain?
Am I the villain? Bob knows that they can play the villain very, very well.
I mean, did you? Oh my gosh, you haven't seen another show that Bob was on.
Yes, I know. I know the show.
I'm just trying not to spoil
They talk about it.
Yeah, and you haven't even watched. Okay, it's gaggy. It's a gaggy show.
It's very gaggy.
Anyway,
so
Bob
is Grixis.
Grixis. Yeah.
Then the next drag queen I chose was Katya.
Oh, do you want to go next? Should we go alternating, or do you want to keep going?
I'm just naming them.
Okay.
Before I get to who I'm gonna talk about. So then I chose Katya. To me, Katya is Rakdos.
I'll just put her mono red if I were to pick her.
I see mono red, but I also see a little bit of Rakdos.
Okay,
I see a little bit of Rakdos, especially because of how much she talks about death.
Her dark side.
Her dark-sided, like she always talking about death all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mama, she's a Rakdos. And then lastly, I have Mistress Isabel Brooks.
Love her.
And she is, to me, mono black.
Ooh.
She is a mono black player for sure.
Evil scheming.
So I'll start with her because she's mono black, and I have a very simple idea for like what she would do.
Okay.
So for me, Mistress Isabel Brooks, she's mono black. She would probably be like a 3/4. Mm-hmm. She would probably be either 2 and a black or maybe like 1 black. She would have at the beginning of your upkeep exile a card from each player's library. Then
like the top card?
The top card of each player's library. Then reveal them. Any player may play any card exiled this way by paying life equal to its mana cost.
Interesting.
So kind of like She's
like group hug.
Sure. If losing life is group hug.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but you get 3 extra cards to cast without paying mana. That's like
True.
That's group hug to me.
Yeah. And then she's kind of like Malcolm from the Jurassic Park Secret Lair.
I don't know
Ian Malcolm.
Okay.
He has a very similar effect where it's whenever someone draws their second card, you exile. Everyone exiles a card from the top of their library, and then everyone can. I think that's what the effect is. If you want to double check me, but essentially, everyone gets a card essentially to like play around with that way, or just the person who has Ian Malcolm. But essentially, that's kind of like the reason I chose this effect for her is because she's definitely a shady bitch.
Okay. When a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. During each player's turn, that player may cast a spell from one of the cards they don't own, exiled with Ian Malcolm.
There we go. Yes.
Gotcha.
So I kind of wanted to go for a similar effect like that because
people share things.
People share things. Well, she's also just a little bit of a shady queen, and she loves causing
messy.
drama.
She's messy. She's one of the messiest villains in the show.
And what is not more messier than making people
playing other people's cards
and losing life, mama.
Oh my gosh, if only you saw All Stars, you'll know how messy and how that kind of fits into like her game plan of
I know.
Taking things from other people.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah.
I watched the pit stop at least.
You're so strange to me sometimes.
The pit stop got me into drag to begin with.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Who was the host, Trixie or
Trixie
Monet?
was the host at the time, and then later I saw Bob, and then later I saw Monet,
Gotcha.
And then Bianca, and yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because at first I thought like group hug stuff. I do think the paying life thing fits into like her theme because like she ultimately hurting the people that do that.
Right.
I wish it was like they pay double life or something. Or, like you only pay the life of the cost and they pay double the life or something like that. So
I think
it really hurts them.
That would be a little bit more extra. That's a little extra.
I mean,
she is extra, but like,
because I think at that point it's just no brainer. Like I will always want to cast a spell for free if I can.
Right.
Or like I'll pay like the one like if a soul ring comes out, I'm paying that for one.
Right.
Life.
I mean, and that's why it's messy. Is like how much life are you willing to pay on your turns?
And what's fun is like can you play someone else's exiled card?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
So like
that's the idea about it. Is that
does she get first dibs?
Well, you get first dibs because it's at the beginning of your upkeep. So then everyone gets exiled. So you have first dibs, and all you have to do is pay life. So technically, if you want to play it, you could politic it and be like, I'm exiling all these cards. I want to cast that soul ring, but I won't cast that soul ring if maybe you don't swing at me. And so you know what I mean? Like you can It's a very political card, and she is a very shady political bitch.
In a way, it's almost like draw 3.
Yeah.
Because I think you can get the 3 cards first, and like that's a cool design. I think that's way powerful than 3 though.
Oh yeah.
Mana, but I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so then go ahead. What's your next?
So
one?
I already did Bosco.
You did Bosco.
Irene, I think, is probably gonna be Simic or Sultai.
Oh, okay.
Something more like mindy, more like mischievous-y, more like I don't want to say combos, but I definitely thought combos, definitely not a draw. I saw what she played on game nights, and then also the other shows she's been on because she's been on a lot of shows already.
Tolarian College.
Yeah, Tolarian Community College. She's been on Commander at Home.
Yes.
She's like making the rounds. She played with the Try Guys, I guess.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, there's another one. I didn't see it, but there's another one. But I do know that like since she has so much experience in the game, she'd probably want to do like more interesting, like weird things.
Mm-hmm.
Not Landfall. Fuck Landfall. Oh, maybe Muldrotha, actually. Maybe that's a good one for her.
Oh, yeah. No, I could see that for her.
And it kind of fits like the
her,
alien theme too of like
her drag aesthetic.
Yeah, her. I love her. She did great on All Stars. She did
phenomenally well.
Questionable on season 15. But you wouldn't know that.
Oh, I know. I saw the pit stop.
So, yeah, I think like something in Sultai would be kind of fun for her. Interesting direction of like like the Muldrotha is a really fun, cool commander. I do think it's kind of can be samey. A lot of people build it the same, but like there's infinite potential, and I think that would intrigue her and like represent her because like so many different ways to take it and so many ways to make it happen. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you are the Bosco, I'm the Irene.
Yes.
In our little metaphor here.
Yes.
So it's cute.
It
that means
cute.
that'd be Sultai, you'd be Rakdos.
I'd be Rakdos.
Gotcha.
I could make it work.
You hate rectos.
I do hate Kratos.
It's not
I'll make it
anything
work.
in your. Actually, you'd probably love Simic /
I
Sultai.
would literally prefer Sultai, but it's okay.
But I stole it, and maybe that's my personality with you. Is that I'll be a little devilish like
All
that.
right. Anyway.
Anyways, who's next?
So next on my list is Katya.
Gotcha.
Katya to me. So Katya is. I love Katya.
Maybe we should introduce like her personality before we go into.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think Katya is the perfect duality to Trixie Mattel, which audience members, if you say you like drag queens and you don't know who Trixie Mattel is, you are a goddamn liar.
Yeah, she's easily the like most famous drag queen other than RuPaul.
Right.
And some like historical legends,
And that's why Katya is a great kind of like
a foil.
Foil, there we go. She's a great foil to her because Katya, if that bitch don't want to have to do anything, she won't.
Yeah, she can be messy and toxic too.
She can be messy and toxic too, but
she's unintentionally so funny.
She's really funny. I think what a lot of her humor that I love is how awkward it is just hilarious. But also like
she's not afraid to make sour like dry jokes.
She's not. She's like, I'm not afraid to sour the whole mood, and then Mama, I get to leave early if you feel like the mood's sour. And she's like, I wanted to leave to begin with, so maybe I'm intentionally souring the room.
I know we're like downplaying her, but she's actually really funny.
She's really funny. Yeah. I love her like outfits that she has. Catch her on with Trixie and Katya. Hilarious show. Love that show so much.
They came in Tucson.
They did come to Tucson, and I'm very sad I could not meet them.
Yeah, I met Mistress here in Tucson.
I know, and I'm still gagging.
I should have brought you.
But so my idea for Katya is because Katya is more of a lazier kind of like card.
You're so messy. Okay, continue.
Mama, she would agree with me.
She said she's a sloth.
She's a sloth, and that's how it wants to be. So here's my thing. My thing with Katya, she would probably be 2. She would just be Rakdos. And
a black and a red.
She would have an effect. You tell me what you think about this. She would have an effect whenever a spell or ability targets a permanent, that spell and ability's controller loses a life.
Just one life?
Just one life. If Katya attacks, she loses this ability. When Katya deals combat damage, create a treasure token equal to her power. And I would probably say she would be like a 2/3 or maybe like a 3/2.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. It's very vague, like vaguely powerful.
Yes.
So like it's hot. I immediately am not getting any like
I should probably like reiterate like if she deals combat damage to a player, then she loses the ability to burn people for whenever they target something.
For the end of the rest of the turn.
For the rest of the
it'll come back online
maybe it'll come back online at the beginning of their next upkeep.
Oh, so everyone gets
they can now target stuff without the tax anymore.
Gotcha. I mean, I think the 1 life tax isn't too crazy, to be honest. Maybe you can juice it up.
Well, I think it's a fine.
Yeah.
For 2 mana?
Yeah, but it's like
for every time you target something?
Yeah.
Even your own things. Whenever you equipped, Mama, you're losing a life.
Yeah.
Whenever you cast a spell on a creature to buff it up, you're losing a life.
I mean, for 2 mana, I guess it's in like a 3/2 or something. That makes sense.
But then when she deals damage, she makes that much treasures equal to her power. Now that's the sleeper pick right there.
Of course. I mean, she's gonna be Voltron at that point.
She's basically a Reaver Cleaver. And as her card.
That's the design. That's where I would take her. Then it would be the Voltron like unblockable. I mean, even it's literally just like make her unblockable, get 3 treasures. Like that's insane. 2 mana, make 3 treasures is insane. So that's like busted. Then she'd be a treasure commander.
Yeah. She doesn't have haste though. I don't think I would give her haste because Mama, she would not have haste.
Any other keywords? What keywords do you think would fit her?
Maybe Death Touch.
Ooh, that's cool.
I think Death Touch would be a good one. I definitely think Death Touch would be a good one. No flying. She's pretty athletic though. So she would definitely have to have more power than toughness.
Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Because she's a little brittle.
Maybe a 3/1 even.
Ooh, I would be down for that.
Yeah.
But Miss Katya, if you happen to listen to this episode, I just want you to know that I am a very big fan of you. Like between Trixie and Katya.
You called the bitch lazy and messy and sour, and now
You said messy. I didn't say messy.
You said lazy.
I did
multiple
say lazy.
Times.
Nothing wrong with admitting you're lazy, Mama. I'm lazy.
And I know. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
But yes, that's my hot take for Katya.
Gotcha. I guess like to throw a third one out there. This isn't even like U.S. Drag Race. This is kind of niche. It's Canada's Drag Race. I love Canada's Drag Race. There's a queen. One of my favorites. Her name's Isis Couture.
I think I've heard of her.
Spoilers. She won season 2.
Was it by a landslide?
It was kind of neck and neck.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But she definitely gave like winner energy.
Like from the beginning?
Yes, because she's a look queen and like she has lots of crazy cool looks. I know that I was thinking to put her in Esper, and like there's a commander called the Ever-Changing Dane, I think is what it's called, that like basically can change, like it can copy things, and I think that's kind of fun. But I do think Ever-Changing Dane is kind of like a weaker in concept. It's a 3-mana 3/3, and it has pay 1 life and sacrifice another creature. The Ever-Changing Dane becomes a copy of sacrificed creature, except it has this ability.
Interesting.
So I probably would want to do something in that concept where like she changes looks and stuff and like changes outfits.
Ooh.
But I'd want to make it easier and like maybe more in like the traditional Dimir like Lazov realm of something in a graveyard or something. But
okay.
I do think like she's known for her last name's Couture. She's known for like crazy cool looks. All 3 of these queens I have merch of technically because I have a shirt of hers too.
Oh, okay.
Love her. And yeah, I don't know, something like in that vein. I do think like drag queens changing outfits has to be something on a card somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'd pick for her.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not as fleshed out as you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm liking these ideas though.
All right, you ready for mine? My last one?
Okay, your
The
bobblehead.
showstopper?
Your showstopper.
Okay, so I did write down a little bit of what I had for this one.
You designed the card.
I designed a little bit of this card, yes. So obviously Bob the Drag Queen.
Grixis.
Bob the Drag Queen is Grixis. If you audience, Bob the Drag Queen is also one of those bitches up there where they are very well known. They are very well known. Bob the Drag Queen, been on RuPaul's Drag Race, has not famously been on All Stars.
I think she's done with this, like doing.
I think she's
competing
done
on the series. Yeah.
I think she's done. And honestly, Mama.
she got her money and
She got her money. She has her legacy now. And with her and Monet, I mean, they're just everything I see them and Monet in, they're shooting up to the top.
I mean, they're in mainstream shows and stuff, which is actually
mainstream
big.
shows. My favorite, and I'm so glad they did it. They did Dungeons and Drag Queens.
Oh yeah, that was so popular.
Very popular.
Yeah.
So much fun. And even for Halloween, they actually dressed up as their
it looks so good.
D&D characters.
Like
It was
prosthetics,
so
body paint.
good.
It was so good.
It was so good. It really was amazing.
Yeah, Brennan is a great judge, DM.
DM.
And so like him DMing the queens was so fun.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, both Bob and Monet, like, their personalities, like, when they figured out, like, oh, it's basically improvised, but with stupid math rocks. And
Right.
once they got into it, like, Bob really got into, like.
Even the character introduction for Bob's character was amazing. It was so beautiful.
He really got into just fleshing out his character's feelings. And Monet really got into, like, look at how, like, Monet was getting into, like, look at my character pull off this anime ass move. And I was like, damn, Monet.
Yeah, it was good.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But okay, so
Bob Grixis.
Bob is Grixis. Probably 3 in Grixis. More of on the expensive side. Legendary creature drag queen. I would say power. I would honestly say 2/2, but here's why.
3 in a Grixis for 2/2.
3 in a Grixis for 2/2, and here's why. First off, ward. Sacrifice the highest mana converted artifact, creature, and lose life equal to Bob's power.
Artifact or creature?
No, artifact, creature, and lose life equal to Bob's power. That's the ward, mama. Because Bob does not like being fucked with.
Does she give people artifact creatures?
No.
So most people cannot even target this.
Most
it's
people will
basically
not.
hexproof.
I mean, think of Valgavoth. Sacrifice 3 legendary permanents.
Yeah.
Mama, that's kind of crazy.
Right. There's some wards that are designed to be like basically hexproof.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of Igra, the Golgari cat that has ward, sacrifice, and artifact creature.
Mm-hmm.
Something similar to this. But it also turns all opponents' creatures into foods.
Yes.
And so all opponents' creatures are artifact creatures.
Yes. No.
But this one, no.
No, Bob is saying, first off, not just any artifact, any creature, and lose life. It has to be the highest mana converted artifact, creature, and you lose life equal to Bob's
Yeah,
power.
I'm thinking this is like basically hexproof.
Yeah, it's a big cost. When Bob the Drag Queen enters, choose your opponents.
What?
Each opponent chooses whether Bob enters with this is where I had the idea for it, but then this is basically how it would be. So each opponent would essentially choose what kind of keyword like counter Bob would get.
Mm-hmm.
or they can just give Bob 2 +1/+1 counters.
Gotcha. So it has to be like choose one that hasn't been chosen this way.
Yes.
And then each opponent chooses one.
Chooses like a keyword.
Okay.
So for instance, we could say
build your own Voltron. That's
build
cute.
your own Voltron. But this is a build your own Voltron that your opponents choose.
Interesting.
So indestructible is one of them. Hexproof is another. But again, if you don't want to choose any of those, you can just give 2 +1/+1 counters.
Yeah, if it already has if it already has this insane ward though, maybe hexproof.
Okay, yeah, maybe I can take off.
Yeah,
Hexproof.
sure.
But either way, it's that's the idea.
It'll be really strong keywords like double
it'll really
strike
strong.
or something,
Yes,
right?
double strike, all that. So it'll be stuff like that. So essentially, if let's say nobody wants to give Bob any of these like keywords or anything like that, they can just give him +1/+1 counters. So then he can go from being a 2/2 to an 8/8.
Yeah.
And that's if you only have 3 other opponents.
In these 5-player games y'all playing, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Bob would be wrecking it. But 100%, I think this would make, not only would it make for an interesting like creature, but then it makes for an interesting game every single game. And that's what Bob is every time you're talking to Bob is always interesting. Bob is quick-witted. Bob always has a plan.
Yeah,
Bob is very spontaneous and works very well under pressure. So this, to me, is me trying to show my appreciation in the same way where it's like Bob literally is like, you never know what to expect from Bob. And if you play Bob as a Magic card in this sense, every game could be different.
Right.
Some games Bob could have tramples. Some games Bob could have, like Lifelink. Like it's just different every single time.
I mean, I like Voltron ideas for drag queens because it just makes sense of like accessorizing type of thing. You know what I mean? The flavor's there for sure.
Right.
And I like the versatility of like build your own Voltron opponent.
Yes. Your opponents build your Voltron.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point too because like as a stand-up comic, Bob kind of like takes the pieces that are landing and like uses them later, so that kind of fits and like takes what they want and then use it to kill them later. You know what I mean?
And it's not like in Grixis, the mean colors, that it's impossible to find ways to buff up your creature. So you can buff up Bob, and if he has trample, he's dealing a shit ton of damage. But the one thing Bob loves is that Bob loves to seem like he's unclockable. But that's not always true.
Bob can be messy, that's for sure.
So that's why there's a high ward cost, because Bob loves to seem like he's unclockable. But of course, if you play smartly enough,
right,
you'll still be able to clock the Bob.
Gotcha. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
What a fun episode topic to do, John. I like this.
I know. I was very happy about it.
This is cool.
Yes. And now we can move into representation in
Right.
Magic.
Let's talk about like the queer characters in Magic and how many we know, how they're written, that type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enduring curiosity.
Enduring curiosity. And we're back.
We're back.
Okay. So I feel like it's really nice to look at how Magic has given representation to LGBTQ plus over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'd say Magic as a company and as like how they built the lore, obviously a lot of traditional fantasy always has queerness represented in it just because it's like something that I mean, just to say it, I think a lot of great writers feel like they can incorporate a lot of different cultural backgrounds, gender identities, all sorts of perspectives into their work to help flesh out the world of the people in the world reflecting the world that we live in, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I do say that I think a lot of big companies were kind of scared to like show that representation in their media, maybe until like even like the 2010s, 2015, like.
I think it's very like they're scared to allow other forms of like culture and representation when it's, I mean, mama, we're not living like, and I understand it, like when you see like a D&D game and like you can see the people and you can't really see the world that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
But like, mama, it's just not to be like, I live in a world and there's no black people. Like that's just not
literally.
That's not how the world works.
There's some people on the internet that are like, I hate that this is that. And it's like, bro, look around you in real life. How about you do that first? That challenge.
Your real life is not whatever's within 10, 20, 30 miles from you.
Right. And so that's why representation matters.
Yeah, there's a bigger world beyond you.
Yeah, I'd say overall, like, the more that, like, creative works represent the real life, I think it's, like, better in a lot of ways because it helps flesh out like the humanity side. Like if you're gonna have humans, you might as well tell the story of like how humanity is overall, as opposed to like, I mean, it depends on like the length and size of your story, of course, but like, like I definitely think it's worthwhile to like consider researching into other perspectives in life, other cultures, other like backgrounds and stuff, because you'll realize that there's really great narratives to tell that will chime in maybe with like your fantasy elements too. And so like paralleling those narratives can only strengthen, the depth of your story.
Or even serve to like kind of educate you in a sense that like where these ideas even came from. Like I know the fact that mana is very popular in video games, but mana didn't just come from nowhere. It came from culture. I think there was a video specifically that I saw where they were talking about mana and how it comes from this woman's culture specifically, but they view it very different than how like video games portray it. It's not just like a resource that either you have or whatnot, but like it's more of like akin. I think I might 100% be wrong, but I think it's more akin to like just the nature.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, that's people definitely like get inspired by like the powers of nature and stuff, and like I think the powers of working together with people and that sort of thing too. Like I looked into some of Magic's history just to talk about some characters that are interesting and notable in the queer lexicon of what Magic went into. And I mean, there was the Pride Secret Lair, which is like an outwardly thing that isn't like necessarily lore, but they did have like some.
That was nice.
It was
very nice.
I mean, I definitely find that like obviously, I think the one that I liked the most was Savor the Moment because that had Ral, Zarek, and Tomik, who are canonically now married, and like that's on the Secret Lair card was the scene of them marrying, and I think it's really beautiful, cute. So like, there's some canonically characters like that are like shown to be in a relationship, and the reason why I ballparked those years, like 2015 or so, is because Magic has had like some queer storylines and like the very nichely in the past, but I'd say like it became more apparent from then on when they showed. I think it was Ravnica Allegiance, I think, was in 2016, 17, 18, somewhere around there. And they had a Ral Planeswalker card. And on the art, they had Ral holding like a little piece of cloth of Tomik's armor. And so like referencing that they are lovers and they care about each other, fighting for each other. That was something that like both of those cards were in that set and you are like represented, and you can see like the references to each other, which I think is like subtle. I like definitely like it makes me think like, is the artist trying to say something more than what they're allowed to say? You know what I mean? Or like, is this something that like is written into the world, but they don't have a spotlight for it or an opportunity to really talk about it?
Right.
And so I thought that was like really neat way to do it. Another more recent couple pair that has been represented similarly is Saheeli and Watley.
Watley, yes.
Yeah, and so they were also on that Pride Secret Lair together for the Heartbeat of Spring card. Like they're just like hugging each other and stuff, being cute and sweet. And what I think
who knew dinosaurs and technology went so well together,
right? And I think what's so fun is that like they even mechanically flesh that out of their unity by having like there's like this one card that like makes dinosaurs or like it makes artifacts or something like that, and it's like, oh, like that's combining their two ideas together in a really cute way. You know what I mean? So that's a notable pairing, I'd say. I know that like technically, if you're looking all the way back to like the origin to the lore and stuff, you could say that Xantcha is one of the first queer representations in the game because Xantcha is like a created being that's agender, like, represented in that way. But then of their own volition, like decides to identify like as a woman and like more femme presenting, and so like trans femme if you want to consider it that way.
Okay.
Xantcha's a really interesting character of like I think they're Phyrexian or something. But like, just like an interesting writing direction of like choosing or like identifying as, a gender that technically wasn't assigned to you. I think that's, that's truly like science fiction stuff right there. You know what I mean? That's like really interesting design.
Something that doesn't have gender in the way that we have gender, choosing a gender.
Right. It's
that's very like trans-coded.
And like very interesting, like writing wise of like humanity. Like it's almost like Frankenstein, you know what I mean? Of like choosing to assimilate even though you're not part of humanity, and like how you present yourself in that realm, and like, you know what I mean? Like I think that's a really interesting storyline to have and stuff. I know that jumping back forward to the most recent example that I can think of, people.
Oh, wait, real quick. I want to say that trans people, we're not saying you're monsters, by the way, that have to choose gender. We're just saying that.
And of course, we love you.
Yeah,
we love you.
I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
And like, that's what I'm saying is back then, even the closest thing we can get to like a trans storyline was they were a creation. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I mean, for history, I mean, a lot of times in media, trans people, like, it's always been queer coded, not like queer explicit. You know what I mean? And like a lot of like the villains in like Disney movies, for example, are like queer, like Ursula, very queer coded. Maleficent is very like drag coded, and like, I mean, there's I forgot the term for that, but basically like Hollywood laws of like hiding queer people after in like the 1920s, something like that.
Yep.
But before that, there was a lot of queer like people in media and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, like in nerd culture, it's always existed. I mean, like look at Buffy, look at like Star Trek, look at all these things that like have really cool queer representation in it.
Exactly.
But the most recent one, I think it was in Edges of Eternity. Well, I guess most Tarkir came out afterwards, but new character-wise, Sammy, ship's engineer, is
I think I know who you're talking about. There is one on Tarkir too.
You're right. I'll bring up Alessia later.
Okay.
So the most new character I can think of is Sammy, and the flavor text says, whenever Sammy was taken down on their luck, they returned to an old comfort, the clinks and clangs of tinkering. And so that was like introducing that they're non-binary by the fact that it said they and as their pronoun. It was like, I mean, I'm all over the internet and like magic spoilers and stuff, and a lot of people thought that was cool and interesting. There was like some people that were like hating on it,
of course,
which was like, does it really matter? Does it really matter?
Right? Is it gonna change how you play the card?
I know, like, but it was just like, even like a bit of flavor text is kind of all we need, which is like, I'm kind of sad that, so off topic, I'm kind of sad that flavor text is kind of dying. As the complexity creep is growing, like there's literally no space for flavor text
anymore.
I know. It's really insightful to the world of the game because it's like you get to hear perspective and like things about people like this, you know.
Some of the most baller one-liners have been from the flavor text.
We should do an episode about fun flavor text.
We should, yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good ones for sure out there. I know that for me, one of the first representations that I saw, so I started around 2016, and the 2016 pre-cons is around when I started, and those were all 4-color pre-cons. And one of the face commanders was 2 gay daddies.
That's right.
Kyranos and Tiro of Melodus. And so
isn't their card ability like you allow others to draw?
Yeah, it's kind of group huggy.
Or put a land down.
At the beginning of end step, you do both. Each opponent can choose one of drawing a card and or putting a land from their hand onto the battlefield.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it was kind of group huggy, but it was just like really cool because it's like explicitly in the art, it shows them together ruling over a place in Theros.
And what does the flavor text say, Mama?
The flavor text says, "Look what we fought for. Look what we built together." So pretty, so sweet. Yeah, it's really nice. I think that was like a really cool way to like kick off my experience in Magic. Was like just seeing like on the pre-con, like the biggest thing that people, and back then it was only one pre-con set per year, and so like the biggest product release of the year was like featuring queer representation, which I thought was really neat and cute. Yeah, we can talk about Alessia. Alessia, I know, is a trans woman character that actually was a really popular commander with her first printing of Alessia, who smiles at death.
Oh yes,
she can reanimate things with power 2 or less, which sounds kind of weak, but when you think about it, it can be high mana value things with low power that have crazy splashy effects. And so she was a really cool card to have in the world. The cons of Tarkir, Mardu specifically, are like ruthless battle leaders. And so like having a really tough lady is really cool.
Yes. I definitely was actually thinking you were going to talk about this iconic trans character, which Felithar the Steadfast.
Oh, Felithar Steadfast. I don't know anything about them.
I can't 100% remember, but I thought there was some discussion where it was talking about how Felithar was also a trans character.
Wow, person of the community.
Which I was also like, I might be wrong with that. But I remember back when Tarkir was first coming out that there was a little bit of like buzz around that character. And I think it was around the fact of their queer identity.
That's cool.
But yeah.
I know Eshki, I think, is also queer in some way.
Yes.
She is part of the teamer.
Yes.
Obviously, Ashiok is something that a lot of people can easily wrap their minds around about what non-binary is. I mean,
that is nightmare non-binary.
Yeah,
vibes.
nightmare non-binary vibes. I know some in real life that I'd describe as nightmare non-binaries, but I mean, literally, like they're faceless, like half face, I guess.
Half faceless. Like they still have a mouth.
Right. Creature that like is really freaky and cool, and a lot of people love Ashiok. I'd say a lot of people, that could be their favorite character in all of Magic. You know, this non-binary entity is really cool. I know Nico in Kaldheim.
I was about to be like League of Legends.
I love Nico in League of Legends. She's very cute. Nico from Kaldheim / Dustmourn is a non-binary character as well.
That character, yes.
And they're really cool. I actually was thinking of building their deck because, like, in Dustmourn, the flicker, like making shard tokens and flickering and making copies of creatures and stuff is really cool.
They're also enchantments.
Yeah. The shards are enchantments. Enchantress too.
So Safety Spear would go crazy in that deck.
I think that the shard tokens are I was about to say that they're only enchantment tokens, but they did the roll tokens recently in
Wilds of Eldraine.
Wilds of Eldraine. So those are both like
audience, give me my flowers. I can't believe I got that right.
Ding, 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 ding. You got it, sweetie. Yeah, but what's really cool because a lot of Enchantress effects just say when an enchantment enters, and so like enchantment tokens will easily make it busted. Like easily. We should do an episode where we do a lot of custom cards episodes we see, but one for League of Legends characters, off topic.
We should.
Anyways, let us know in the comments if that interests you because not many people play League. Anyways, Nico is cool. I think they're a really cool design and like their cards. And I want to mention Helena and Elena partners.
Oh, partners, yes.
Yes, because I was like really cool that like they just put both of them on the card just to be like, yeah, they're together and what of it.
Yeah, those are really good cards.
Yeah, they're also part of Innistrad lore. And they're really strong too. It's like basically
that's the Golgari one, isn't it?
Yeah, Helena and Elena partners. They have first strike, reach, 2/3 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put X1/1/1 counters on target creature you control, where X is their power, and it gains haste.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a very good card.
I should probably put it in my Laura Croft deck because I already run Xenagos, who's basically the same effect, but it doesn't give counters on it. It just gives temporary buff.
Yeah, it's just temporary buff.
But it's at the beginning of combat, and it's a really good effect because it's like your coolest creature that you put down can have haste. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many cool representations in the game, and I appreciate that. There's tons of cool lore.
We'll definitely have to touch on this subject again because I want to do my due diligence and look up some characters so that way maybe I can have some characters to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that. I do love seeing it, and I mean the one thing I will say, Mama, I need to see some drag queens. Maybe 2026.
Yeah, could be the year.
Magic, I want to see some drag queens.
Cool. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. You just listened to Enduring Curiosity.
Feel free to check out another episode.
And this is your host, Jon
and Sethy.
Bye.